Minds. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Myself E. Prithviraj and I am from Madak, and today we are going to deal with our syllabus of ninth standard, cell, its structure and functions. What is cell? What is cells? See here, you in the previous class of your 8th, you have studied about the cell and different types of cells. So here, you'll be learning some more detail about the cells. Okay, so you may be recalling that, what is that? We have studied the structure of the cell and what are the parts, some of the parts like nucleus, cell membrane, cell wall, all these things are present in that, isn't it? But here, you'll be studying that, some more details like that, each and every cell and cell functions of each cell organelle you are going to study in this chapter. So let us study here. So before that I will ask you the question that what is cell? Cell, what is cell? Yes, cell is the microscopic living components of an organism. Microscopic living component of an organism. So all the living organisms are made up of cells, isn't it? So how this is formed here? You can see here. Cell. Cell is giving rise to, yes, tissue. Tissue to organs. Organs to organ systems. Organ system to organism. Organism to population. And population to community. Community to ecosystem. Ecosystem to biosphere. Biosphere is nothing but planet Earth. It's completely, it is a living planet, isn't it? Yes. So here, but how this cell is developed here? See, before that, what you have to do here? Cell is developed from a microscopic components called as atoms. Atoms, isn't it? These atoms are formed as molecules. Molecules. And these molecules further developed into proteins, components of proteins, nucleic acids, carbohydrates, okay, and lipids. Carbohydrates and lipids. So how this is formed, you can see here. Yes, sir. So smaller components called as atoms. From the atoms, molecules. All the atoms are joined together to form molecules. Smaller molecules. From the smaller molecules go the larger molecules. From the larger molecules, you can see the proteins, nucleic acids, and carbohydrates and lipids. So all these are the components which are necessary for the living of an organism. Later, all the things together join together to form as protoplasm. It is called as cell fluid or else life fluid. Life fluid. That means for the existence or for the development of the life, here the components necessary for that living is present in the protoplasm. From that protoplasm, what happened here? Finally, the cell is developed. Cell is developed, isn't it? So these cells further formed as a tissue. You know very well. What is a tissue? A group of cells which are having similar in their function and structure are called as tissues. And these tissues are forming as organs. Isn't it? The tissues are forming as organs. And these organs are forming as, together joined to form as organ system. See, what is organs? Heart is one organ, kidneys one organ, lungs organ, isn't it? Yes, so skin is one organ, isn't it? Everything, these are all the body is composed of organs. These organs further united to form as a components. There is nothing but organ system, circulatory system, reproductive system, excretory system, respiratory system, isn't it? All these systems are developed. Further, all these systems are composed in a unique manner, that is in a perfect design, and that formed as your organism. Organism. And one organism, what happened in the reproduction process, it is giving rise to a number of organisms. Then that is nothing but reproduction process in which population is increased, isn't it? That population living together, that is called as community, and from there it is going to the ecosystem where the biotic and abiotic components are physically dependent on each other for their survival. That is called as ecosystem. From there, biosphere, the largest ecosystem in the world, biosphere, nothing but planet Earth. So like that it began. Then what happened here? You see, who discovered the cell for the first time? It is Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke in the year 1665 discovered cell in a dead oak tree, on its bark of dead oak tree. Robert Hooke in the year 1665 discovered the cell for the first time. So when he saw in a dead oak plant and on its bark. Okay, so what happened? He found hexagonal shaped rings like this. Empty hexagonal shaped rings. Because it is a dead cell, nothing he found in that except these compartments. And each compartment he called it as cell. Okay, so what he called here, each compartment as cell, isn't it? So here, what does it mean? Cell means, actually the meaning of cell means a little room. When he observed from his own microscope which is developed by him, then it found that like a little compartments, room-like structures. So that's why he called it as cell. Isn't it? But it is dead cell, so that he did not found anything in that cell. Isn't it? Later, what happened here? Another scientist, okay, that is Robert Brown in the year 1831 discovered nucleus in the living cells of plants. So what happened here? The other scientist, you see, in the 1665 Robert Hooke discovered cell, but in the 1831 Robert Brown discovered the nucleus. Till that time, here they doesn't know what is the most integral part of the cell and why the cell is living and what are the functions carried out by cell still is under the research work. Nearly 180 years and above. Like that here, the discovery of cell and its nucleus took such a vast years. Isn't it or not? So like that here, it's a continuous process of research. Not the single scientist made this research. Lot of scientists are there who made different contributions for the development of cell theory. Okay. So what happened here? In the year he discovered, and he proposed that the nucleus are the integral part of the cell and most important component of the cell. Every cell, in the center he found the dark colored portions, and along with him Felix Fontenot, some other scientists. Dark colored portion he mentioned it as nucleus, isn't it? So this one, what happened here? They found that something is present in this nucleus, okay, that is carrying out all the functions of the cell and the cell is living, isn't it? So like that is explained by this Robert Brown. Okay, after discovering its nucleus in the year 1831. Isn't it? So like different plant tissues, animal tissues is studied. Later you can see here under two scientists called named Schleiden and Schwann. They made the research work on different plant cells. Research on plant cells, whereas Schwann did on animal cells. So what does Schleiden propose here? Schleiden proposed here that here all the plants are having the similar cells, but they are bonded by a tough rigid cell wall. around. Okay, all the plant cells consisting of a tough rigid cell wall which gives the proper structure and shape and protection and separates the cell from other cells. Separates the cell from other cells. So these things are explained by Schleiden. These things are explained by Schleiden around 1800s. Okay, 1803 to 1810. Okay, so in this period, they begin their explanation, their research work, and they carried out that thing. Whereas if you come to the Schwann, this Schwann also proposed that animal cells, he studied about different animal cells. And also, he too proposed that animal cells are almost similar in their function, but they are surrounded by a membrane. Cell membrane. They are surrounded by a cell membrane which will give the proper size, shape and structure to the cell. Membrane bound cells. Whereas here cell wall is acting. Whereas here cell membrane is absent. But when compared to that, cell wall is absent in the animal cells. They are present only in the plant cells. These are also explained by the scientists. So what happened here? Now both the scientists, okay, brought together their records and observations. That all the cells of the plant and animals are almost similar in their structure and their function, but little bit variations are there. And based on that, they proposed, based on the identification, the research work, Schleiden and Schwann proposed cell theory. Okay, they proposed that cell theory. Now, what is the cell theory? So, cell theory states that, let us see, I am rubbing ball now. Cell theory states that all the living organisms are made up of cells and their products. All the cells are made up of, living organisms are made up of cells and their products. This is the first point. Next is, so what is happening here? See, these are the chemical compounds like the proteins, carbohydrates, amino acids, ions, isn't it? Different types of compounds are present which will be giving the different metabolic activities of the cell. Because of that, here living organisms are existing there, survival. Okay, so this is explained. So second point, what happened here? All the cells are made from pre-existing cells. Cells are formed from pre-existing cells. This is also called as omnicellular, acellular. Omnicellular, acellular. That is indicating that all the cells are formed from pre-existing cells. Pre-existing cells, nothing but first one cell is there. This is the matured cell, you can say, or mother cell or parent cell. For what happened? It is undergoing the division. It itself undergoes the division. So what will happen here? They will form two daughter cells. From the 2 to again the maturity level, they will 4 daughter cells. Okay, and the 4 to 8. Like this, isn't it? So this is what is happening. Single cell is giving rise to 2 cells, 2 to 4, 4 to 8. Doubling of the cells are taking place. This is the mitotic division, we will say. The further topics we will learn, isn't it? So here what is happening here? This is the process is taking place. That's why all the cells are made up of pre-existing cells. Cells. These are the main points that are explained in the. So there are a lot of more other points also there, but here the prominently we discuss about these two things. Okay, all the living organisms are made up of cells and their products. All the cells are formed from pre-existing cells. That is omnicellular and acellular. We will call it also omnicellular and acellular. Okay. Yes, sir. Then what they propose here, you can see that the chemical components which are present in the cell are also able to give the functions of the cell. Nothing but metabolic activities of the cell is carried out by the, that means the functions of the cell is carried out by the functions of an organism is carried out by the functions carried out by the cell. Okay. functions of an showing metabolic activity. So these are all proposed in the cell theory. Cell theory by Schleiden and Schwann. Schleiden and Schwann, the year 1838. So these are the basic terms here to discuss about the cell structure. So we have to learn now what is the why cell is called the basic structural function unit of an organism. Yes. Let us come to the cell. In the 8th class of your biology, you have studied in your introduction cell what you have studied as cell basic things you have studied. Cell membrane, center, nucleus, okay, and the liquid medium. This is cytoplasm. These are the main things what you studied, and based on that also what you have studied different types of cells. Cells are of different shapes, different structures, different sizes, based on their function, presentation, function. Isn't there of different shapes and like that you have studied? Yes? Yeah. But here still they consisting of different things in them. So to observe the cell, and you did an experiment on cheek cells as well as onion cells. Isn't it? Taking off the peel and these all the things. So before that, learning of the cell and its structure, let us do one activity or experiment. Okay, what is that activity experiment? You take a rheolith. Rheolith. Do you know what is rheolith? Yes, children, do you know what is a rheolith? You don't know? Okay. So these are the rheoliths. Okay, these are the rheoliths. You see here? How to identify this one? You see, front side you may get the greenish color, isn't it? Now it is the back side, back view. Yes, this is purple color, isn't it or not? Yes. Yeah, this is a rheolith. Now take this rheolith to do the experiment to find out something is present in the cells, isn't it? We have to find out now. So now take this rheolith, tear it once. Okay. If you tear it properly, you will get a thin transparent membrane. See, maybe you are able to see this thin transparent membrane. I'm peeling off. Okay, so now you see here a thin transparent layer you will get it, papery layer, transparent papery layer, cuticle layer you will see. This is a thin transparent layer. Okay, thin transparent layer you are able to see. Yes, it is a younger leaf. If you take the matured leaf, then you will get properly. So one glance you have to, once you have to tear it like this, and you will get a papery structure you are able to see. Papery structure you are able to see. And this papery structure or transparent structure from this rheolith, you take it. Okay, take it onto the slide. Take that out onto the glass slide. You know glass slide and a microscopic structure, everything you studied. Yes. So here, take on the glass slide and place this leaf on that. This rheolith's transparent layer, papery layer. What you extracted from the rheolith with one tear. Okay. So that's the thing you are placing it. See now, transparent layer. This is corner, thin piece you take out like this, and what you have to do, you have to place it like this. Okay, you can place it like this. So what happened here? Now after placing here, you add water drop or glycerin. Water drop or glycerin. Okay, without any air bubbles. Now observe it under microscope. Observe it under microscope. So what you are able to see, the structure of its cell, your leaf cell you are able to see. How this you are able to see here? The structure you are able to see in this form. Okay, like how the onion peel cells you have studied in your 8th class. Like that structure you are able to see like this. Okay, leaf peel cells these are. Now you center, you can see a dark dotted portion. If you take the compound microscope, electron microscope, clearly what is present in this dark portion also you are able to see. But in the ordinary microscopes you can't see. So here now you can see. So what happened? This will be forming as your cell. This is the cell, isn't it? And you are able to see the center nucleus. Center is nucleus. Around that you are able to see in the center when you are seeing the nucleus, and in between the nucleus and the cell you are able to see a liquid medium. This liquid medium is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. Okay, so then here we know very well, just now in the introduction I told you, what is that? Cell wall, it's a plant cell consisting of cell wall. This is a plant. Rheoleaf is nothing but it is a plant. So plant cell consisting of cell wall and cell membrane. So around this you are able to see a thin one more layer. This is called as membrane. Cell membrane. Now see, cell, complete cell you are able to see, cytoplasm, nucleus and cell membrane you are able to find out. Then how to find out the cell membrane, whether it is present or not? What you have to do here, take the salt. Take the salt of a spoon of salt and dissolve in 50 ml of water. That will become your salt solution. That will become your salt solution. Okay. After the extraction, whatever you extract and you kept on the slide, you take some drop of this salt. Okay, and you put it on the slide. Put it on the slide and remain the slide for certain time like that. What will happen? Shrinkage of cell will be taking place. Shrinkage of cell. That means here what happened? From the cell, now you can take, this is the cell wall what I am drawing, and this is cell membrane. This is a cell wall and this is cell membrane. Okay, now what happened? The shrinkage of cell wall will be, cell membrane will be taking place. Shrinkage of cell membrane will be taking place. Understand, children? So that indicates that, okay, dragging to the center, the membrane will be coming towards the center. This will be forms here cell membrane. Cell membrane. So these are the parts we can see by doing this activity. We can identify the cell. In the same way, you can identify different types of cell, like your cheek cells. Take our previously done in the 8th class also the same. Cheek cells you can take and you can do that experiment. Repeat this experiment with crystal violet color. And here any saffron or crystal violet colors according to the items you took, according to that you can do it. Okay, so like that here we are able to see in this activity. Now let us see here. Okay, let us see not only these things like cytoplasm, cell wall, nucleus, cell membrane, but different cell organelles are also present. What are they? How they are providing the functions and structure of the cell for the living organism? Let us study here. So before that, what you have to do here, other components of cells are called as cell organelles. Okay, if your organs are present in your body, you are saying body organs, isn't it? Body organs. Whereas in the same with the cell, some of the organs which are present, that is called baby cells, that is organelles, which are present in the cell are called as cell organelles. Cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, okay, lysosomes. As moreover this you can see here, what you can see, nucleus. Other than this also you can see nucleus, cytoplasm, okay, cell wall, cell membrane. Okay, so all these things are, we are able to see, all these components are present inside the cell. So that's why they are called as cell organelles. Cell organelle. Each cell organelle has its specific functions to carry out, and mutually all these cell organelles will be cooperating with each other and making the functions of the cell in a perfect manner. So all these considered as cell organelles. Now let us discuss in detail that a structure of plant cell along with their parts. So let us see here first. Plant cell. It's consisting of like this. The structure of plant cell will be like this. Okay, this is from your cell wall. This forms as your cell wall. Around this cell wall, you are able to see another thin layer. You are able to see that is called as cell membrane. Cell membrane. Second to that, you are able to center circular dots and take dotted portion or okay, thicky material you are able to see, and these forms your nucleus. This forms your nucleus. Around the nucleus, you are able to see the network-like structure connected to the reticular membrane. Okay, network-like. The surrounding the membrane which is surrounding the nucleus is called as nuclear membrane. The membrane which is surrounding the nuclear are called as nuclear membrane. And center you are able to see the nucleus. And around that you are able to see network of like structures, tubular network like structures. Okay. And these network like structures, you are calling it as okay, these are called as endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, there are two types again. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Let us discuss later when the functions are going on. Okay. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, S for smooth, ER for endoplasmic reticulum, R for rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so later to that, next one you are able to see the like the structures. Okay, these are called as Golgi complex. Golgi complex are Golgi bodies. Golgi complex are Golgi bodies. Okay, the next to that you are able to see that here is like the structures, like that of a coconut shaped, right? Yes, these are called as chloroplast. These are called as chloroplast. And after the chloroplast, one more you are able to see that is the network snake-like structure you are able to see, and this one is called as mitochondria. Mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria. And you can see circular ball-shaped structures, and these are called as ribosomes. Okay, ribosomes you are calling, and some of the ribosomes are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. Then you are calling it as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and if the ribosomes are not attached, then they are called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, ribosomes are there, and moreover that what happens here? Liquid medium is present. Yes, good. We forgot the liquid medium. No, isn't it? Yes, this liquid medium is present, and this liquid medium you are calling it as cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm or protoplasm. This is called as cytoplasm or protoplasm. Why it is called so, we will be discussing in the next condition. So, see here what happened. It consisting of cell wall as well as cell membrane. isn't it? So the cell wall is tough and rigid, made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, lignins, and peptins, isn't it? So cellulose, this is cell wall gives the protection. Okay, it gives the rigidity and stiffness to the cell. Because of that, the plants are standing erect. How the bones are present in us? Because of bones we are standing. This structure is there. If the bones are nothing, if the bones are absent, you'll be just like a muscular bank, isn't it? Nothing. You won't have the proper shape to your body. Like that itself, it gives rigidity and stiffness to the trees. All the cell walls together forms a network-like structure. Network-like structure. Okay. So here, what is happening? Second to that, here, cell membrane is present. Cell membrane is transparent. Cell membrane is transparent. And also, exchange of substances takes place through cell membrane. Okay, any substances that should enter into the cell through the cell membrane and it is out of the cell membrane. Okay, it will give the proper shape, structure and separates the cell from other cells as well as a transporting of substances inside and outside also taking place. Outside also taking place. Next to that you can see a Golgi complex. Golgi complex, what they will do? They are filamentous tube-like structures like this. Okay, so they are will help in the binding of proteins. Okay, binding of proteins before they are entering into the packaging of cells. Binding of proteins. This is the packaging of proteins. And before that entering into the nucleus. Enter into the nucleus. So from there it is going to endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, which will form a network-like structure throughout the cell. They are helpful in the transporting of the substance into the nucleus. Into the nucleus and some other. They are consisting of lumen. Lumen means hole. Okay, passage of hole. Lumen. Okay. So here what happened? These endoplasmic reticulum are two types. The cells like ribosomes. Okay. When these ribosomes are attached to endoplasmic reticulum. When the ribosomes are attached to endoplasmic reticulum, then you are calling as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. They are helpful in protein synthesis. Protein synthesis. Whereas ribosomes to which endoplasmic reticulum to which ribosomes are not attached, then they are called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and these smooth endoplasmic reticulum are helpful in lipid synthesis. Lipid synthesis. Okay, children. Next you can see here is chloroplast. Chloroplasts are green in color because it consisting of pigment called chlorophyll, which will be helpful in the photosynthesis in function for a preparation of food by taking the light energy. This will be learning in your 10th class in details. Okay, chloroplast, its structure and functions. Further in your cell also you will be studying. Okay, so here what happens is in the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Next is cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is a living fluid or else as a cell fluid or liquid which will be helpful for the nourishment of the cell and makes all this cell living form, isn't it? Then next one is mitochondria. Mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell. Whenever the cell requires energy, that energy is provided by this mitochondria. That's why it's called as powerhouse of the cell. And next to these ribosomes, ribosomes are helpful in protein synthesis. Whenever the ribosome, that's why they are called as protein factory of the cell. Protein factory of the cell. In the quantitative exams, they will be asking you what is the powerhouse of the cell, which cell is called as powerhouse of the cell, or which cell is called as a protein factory of the cell. Nothing but ribosomes are called as protein factories of the cell. Next is the most important thing is nucleus. Nucleus are the most integral part. They consisting of genetic material. That is DNA or RNA. Why we will write DNA? Here DNA you can say, in our body also DNA you can say, RNA also present. RNAs mostly you can say virus variants you can say the RNAs. Okay, so DNA is a genetic material which carries the genetic information about that particular plant species or animal species. These are all the things except chloroplast, cell wall, except chloroplast and cell wall. all other things and vacuoles. All other things are present in the animal cells also. Vacuoles are open circular areas which are useful in the releasing of excreta or taking of food into the cell. Okay, so like that will be taking place. Further, each and every detailed structure of each cell organelles. Now these are all called as cell organelles. Okay, all these are called as cell organelles. Which are present inside the cell. Okay children, so in the next class we will be discussing about in detail about each cell organelle, its structure, its function, its discovery, okay, and everything. By that time, I am Prithvi Aljala signing out. Thank you.